So I'm gonna do my best to project my voice, but if you guys that are a little further back, you can, as long as you're 6 feet head-wise, we're good. It's a little hard for me to fight that wind, so I will do my best. Do we have any special requests today?
Inversion, maybe?
We always do an inversion. Sure, I can do that. All right, so let's come around onto our bellies. Bring your head up at the top of your mat. You can opt to make a little pillow with the hands or just rest your cheek on your mat. Arms can be back alongside you. But just let your big toes touch and your heels fall apart. Just turn your head to one side. Close your eyes, settle in. Let your hips just wiggle a little bit from side to side. Try to relax through the low back. And then let those hips still. Let your body be very, very heavy. And just begin to move your breath in and out through your nose. And try to think about slowing that breath right down. Counting mentally as you inhale, try to make at least 4 or 5 slow counts as you breathe in, same length as you breathe out. Breathing into the low back, breathing into the rib cage, breathing right up into the upper back. As you breathe out, empty the lungs slowly and completely. And just ever so gently pick your head up and just turn it in the other direction. Maybe starting to constrict the glottis, those muscles there at the back of your throat. So you start to hear the sound of your own breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. Good. Place your forehead on your mat and your hands beside your chest. Bring your legs together. Press very slowly to your knees and then let your hips fall back to your heels. Take it back into child's pose for a moment. Arms can be relaxed alongside you, out in front of you, or hands can support the head. Just breathe. Just letting gravity pull those hips down. Move your hips from side to side. Good. Let your hips come back to center. Stretch your hands as far forward as they'll go. Spread your fingers as wide as you can. Widen your hands so that the space between your thumbs could accommodate both your feet. So lift your elbows, walk those fingers forward. Pull yourself up to your hands and your knees, making sure that your wrists are straight and parallel with the top edge of your mat. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your knees in under your hips. Good. Widen your ankles as wide as your knees are wide and lift through the low belly. On an inhale, extend your right leg back and your left arm forward. Come into your spinal balance. So push your heel straight back behind you and pull your right toes towards you. Turn your left palm to the right so your thumb is pointing up to the sky and look straight down so your neck is in line with your spine. So drop the head and look down to the earth. Pull that low belly up and in, subtle downward tuck to the tailbone. Try to get your left arm right alongside your left ear. Take another inhale, stretch the arm and leg longer, lift them up just a bit higher. Exhale, set the hand and the knee down. Inhale, drop the belly as the tailbone and the chin begin to lift. Open the throat, look up. So hold here. Keep your shoulders forward. Push your chest through the upper arms. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to tuck the tail, tuck the chin, round the back. Press the center of your spine to the sky and breathe. Really try to push the earth away from you through your hands. Keep your shoulders forward. Inhale, neutral table. Looking straight down to the ground. As you inhale, send your left leg back and your right arm forward now. Try not to lift the chin. Thumb is up, pinky down. Pull the shoulder back away from the ear. Draw that low belly up towards the spine. Lots of downward pressure in that palm on the earth. Press the earth away. Try to maintain that long, deep breathing. Listen very intently to the sound of your breath. Keep those left fingers spreading as wide as possible. Take another inhale, stretch it out long, lift a little higher, settle the hand and the knee down. Inhale into cow and hold it. So lift the tailbone, lift the chin, open the throat. Pull the heart forward. Keep your shoulders forward, right over those wrists. Spread your fingers as wide as you can. Last big breath in. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, round the back, send the spine to the sky. Pull your low belly in tight to your spine. Keep those shoulders forward just a little bit. Good. Inhale, neutral table. Slide your hands forward an inch or two, tuck your toes under, press up and back to your downward dog. Lift your hips high and start to walk those heels up and down. Nice and slow. Open up those hamstrings. Try to keep spreading your fingers as wide as you can. Press each heel down one more time and then try to press both heels down at the same time. Big toes are a little bit closer than the inner edges of your heels. Inhale, come forward to the top of a push-up. So shift your shoulders forward over your wrists. Try not to collapse between the shoulder blades, so press that space up to the sky. If you need a modification, you would simply set the knees down. Good. Inhale, look slightly forward. Exhale, lower down, elbows in. Curl through to cobra. So toes back, chest pulls forward. Make sure your hands are behind your shoulders. Slide them back a little more, John. Good. Keep squeezing your elbows in. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. Press heavily into the tops of all 10 of your toes. So not just the big toe, but right to the pinky toe. Take another inhale, come up just a little higher, and then lower your forehead as you exhale. Tuck your toes. So tuck your toes under. Inhale to the top of a push-up, and press back to downward dog. Good. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. Hips high, chest pressing back. Make sure that your heels aren't more than 4 inches off the ground. If they are, step the feet just a little bit closer. Relax your head. Good. Inhale onto the toes. Soft knees look forward. Let your feet come to your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, full chest to thighs. Inhale again to a flat back. Exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale again, look forward and lengthen. Take a grip on your legs, pull yourself down now. Chin tucks in, forehead draws in, bend the elbows, activate the biceps, pull yourself down. Try to straighten those legs. Work to your edge. Good, release the grip. Bend your knees, let your whole upper body dangle here in a rag doll. Turning your head from side to side as though shaking the head no. Bring your head to center and nod the head yes. And then relax the head completely. Just let it go. Keeping that deep bend in the knees, the arms are just hanging, tucking the chin on an inhale, start to roll slowly up. Try to take at least 4 or 5 breaths to come up. Stacking one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Through the mid-back, into the upper back, shoulders rolling back and down, palms roll forward. Can I ask everybody to just come just a little? I'm really struggling. I can't project my voice, and I can tell that some of you aren't hearing me. So can you guys come forward just a bit so that those guys can come forward? Thank you. Yep, we're good. I'll stay 6 feet from you. You guys just need to be 6 feet from each other. It's just a lot of space for me to project into. Thank you. So as you stand at the top of your mat and your palms roll open, give a little squeeze between the blades. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up as you look forward. Take a side bend to your right. Inhale to center and to your left. Inhale, center, look up and take the back bend, opening the heart. Inhale to the top, palms open. Swan dive forward. Now look forward, lengthening your spine, plant your palms flat on your mat, walk, step, or hop back to the top of a push-up. Pull the lower belly in, press the earth away, breathe. Spread your fingers out as wide as you can, each and every one of them. Try not to lift your hips higher than your shoulders. Good, press the space between the shoulder blades up. A little bit more, Maureen. Yeah. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, lower slowly. Curl to cobra, Bhujangasana. Kneecaps are lifted. Squeeze those legs together. Pull that heart forward. Take another inhale. Come up a little higher. Lower your forehead down. Tuck your toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward dog. Good. Breathe here. Slow and steady breath. Good. As you inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Relax your head. Relax your head. Let it hang. Good. Keep that right shoulder level with the left. Keep that right hip level with the left. Push out through the heel. Push that left heel down at the same time. Good, inhale that right leg a little higher, big step forward with your right foot. If it doesn't make it to your hands, drag it there. So your foot is in between the hands, not to the outside. Walk that right foot a little closer to your right hand. Rise to your fingerprints, lift the chest away from the thigh. Slide that left leg back as far as it'll go. Good, look out in front of you. Draw the shoulders back and down. Press that left leg as straight as you can. Good, let's bring our left hand a little closer to the right foot as we take our right arm out like a wing. Stay up high on those fingerprints. Look out at your right thumb. On an inhale, start to lift that right arm slowly up. Keep pressing that left leg as straight as you can. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Take another inhale, reach even higher. Exhale, lower the right arm. Lower your left knee. Untuck your left toes. Right hand to the right knee. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Draw the shoulders back as you look up. And then on the inhale, let your right arm come up as well. Pull the shoulders down, open the throat. Send those thumbs all the way back behind you. Take another inhale, really reach it back, and then exhale, lower your hands down. Plant both palms. As you tuck the left toes and pick up the left knee, neither hand leaves the ground as the right foot joins the left foot, and you're at the top of a push-up. Breathe. Puff up the upper back a little bit. Draw the belly in. Look forward as you inhale. Lower slowly as you exhale. Cobra, Bhujangasana. Toes stretch back. Chest pulling forward. Breathe. Can you lift your hands? Don't lift your feet though. So keeping the feet heavy, plant your hands beside the chest. Hug the elbows in. Draw yourself up a little higher as you inhale, and then lower your forehead. Curl your toes under. Inhale to plank. Exhale, press back to downward dog. And breathe here, just for a few moments. Stretching out the legs, stretching out the arms. Elongating the spine as much as possible. Good, inhale, left leg lifts up, nice and slow. It's not a cork coming up to the surface of the water. Control the movement, so you're always moving in time with your breath. Relax your head. Look at your left foot and your left knee. Try to keep the knee pointing down to the ground. Press that right heel down. Inhale the left leg just a little higher, and now big step forward. Try to bring the heel of your left foot all the way up in line with the heel of both your hands. Walk the left foot out to the left. Slide that right leg back as far as it'll go. Rise to your fingerprints, lifting away from that thigh. Press your right leg as straight as you can. Both hands are down still. Up on your fingerprints, gather them in. Now right hand just a little closer. Stay on the pads of the fingers. Don't lower to the heel of the hand. Left arm like a wing, look at your thumb. Inhale, start to lift that left arm all the way up. Keep pressing your right leg as straight as you can. Keep bending deeply into your left knee. Good. Take another inhale. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale. Left arm comes down. Right knee comes down. Untuck the right toes. Left hand to the left knee, and we inhale. Right arm sweeps up. Melt your hips down. And then see if that left arm can join the right. Moving the shoulders back, moving the torso back, lifting the chin, looking up. Really try to reach your thumbs back behind you. Take another inhale, extend up, stretch back, and exhale, lower the arms. Plant both your palms flat. Curl your right toes under. Without lifting the heel of either hand, so we're gripping with both hands. Left foot joins the right foot, top of a push-up. Plank pose, shoulders over wrists. If you need the modification, set the knees down. Good, look forward as you inhale. Lower with control as you exhale, and curl to cobra, hold. See if you can slide your hands back an inch or two. And then see if you can straighten your arms. Pull your shoulders down away from the ears, pull the chest forward. Can you lift your kneecaps now? If it's too much, set the knees down. Lifting up with the chin, looking up. One more inhale. Roll over those toes. Press back to downward facing dog and breathe. Try to relax your head completely. Try not to turn your hands in or out. Keep those wrists straight. Spread your fingers wide. Slow, deep breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale onto the toes, soft knees look forward. Let your feet come forward to your hands. Inhale, take the flat back. And exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, circle the arms up as you look up. Palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up, look forward, and lean to your right as you exhale, hold. Roll the right side of the chest forward. Take a hold of your left wrist on the underside with your right hand. Try to keep that palm facing either the right or the earth, and then take the weight into your left foot. Float your right leg out to the right. Flex it. Spread your toes. Focus your eyes. Compress the right side. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower just the foot down. Inhale to center with the upper body. Palms face one another. Lean to your left. Holding on to the underside of the right wrist now, pulling that arm as straight as possible. Keep the left shoulder rolled forward. Right foot now takes the weight as the left leg floats out to the left. Flex the foot, spread the toes. Compress the left side, deep breath in. Exhale, lower the left foot. Inhale to center. Separate your hands to shoulder distance. Pull those shoulders down and inhale, lift the heels up. Try to keep the weight across all 10 of your toes. Eyes are focused. Turn your palms forward. Release your arms halfway down, bringing them straight out in front of you. Give a little squeeze between the blades. Bend your knees and lower about halfway down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lower your heels down, just the heels. So walk your feet together so your big toes touch. Sit back into that imaginary chair again, keeping your feet flat on the earth. Draw the belly in as you tuck the tail, turn your palms to face each other, and then lift the arms up alongside the ears. Can you look up between those hands? Squeeze those thighs together, squeeze those knees together, sit a little deeper and deeper still. Good, inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, little back bend and fold slowly down. Good, look out in front of you, lengthen your spine, take a grip on your calves or your ankles, pull yourself down into your forward fold. So pull yourself down, tuck the chin, don't bend the legs. Grab your legs, John, pull. Yeah, let your legs and your arms start to play a little game of tug of war. Let them be equally strong. Try to let your toes take just as much weight as your heels. Good, release that grip now, fingers to the earth. If you need to bend the knees to get your fingers down, do so. Walk your hands forward a little bit away from your feet. So open your hands to shoulder distance width apart. Widen your hands to shoulder distance. Bring your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your ankles. Take the weight into that right foot, not so far forward, Maureen. Walk your hands back, let your hips come back a little bit. Good. John, try to keep both feet flat on the ground. Push into your right foot, look just ahead of your hands and lift your left leg up behind you. Straighten your left leg as you flex the foot. Try to keep those toes pointing straight down to the ground. Look down to the ground just ahead of the hands, just ahead of your hands. Push your heels straight back behind you. Spread those toes. Inhale that left leg just a little higher. Lower your left foot back down next to your right and lift your right leg up and back. Try not to lift your right hip though. Keep those hips level. Send the crown of your head out in front of you. Push your right heel back behind you. Fingerprints are gripping, gathering as you push the earth away, strengthening the forearms and the wrists. Inhale that right leg even higher. Exhale, lower the right foot down. Big toes together. Walk your hands back. Come onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, and try to sit right down to those heels. So come onto your toes, right up on those toes. Point your knees forward. Walk the hands back. Do you need the hands? Maybe they can rest on your thighs. Maybe hands can come to your heart. Maybe you're keeping your hands there to help your balance. Find your edge. Shoulders come back as much as possible. Focusing the eyes. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, release your hands back down. Start to lower your heels back down as you straighten the legs and fold over those legs. Good. Inhale, look out in front of you. Exhale, plant your palms and take it back to the top of a push-up. Shoulders forward over the wrists. Press the space between your shoulder blades up to the sky. So tuck the tail, puff up your upper back a little bit. So John, set your knees down. Yeah, slow the breath a little. Shoulders forward, right over the wrists. Look forward as you inhale. Come all the way down to your belly and your forehead. Untuck your toes. Clasp your hands behind your back. So interlace your fingers and make a fist with those hands. Send your knuckles towards your heels. So don't lift your arms. They're resting on your body right now. Good. Now, inhale, send the chin forward, lift through the back of the head. Keep sending your knuckles back towards your heels, but lift your arms maybe an inch clearance from the body. Open across the chest. Keep lifting your heart. Good. How high can you lift up? Use the strength of your back. Inhale, lift both your legs now as well if it doesn't take it past your edge. Toes stretching back, heart pulling forward. One more inhale, really lift up, and then lower everything down. Forehead touches, hands beside the chest. Press up to your knees. Widen your knees to the edges of your mat. Let your big toes touch. How close to your heels can you get your hips? So let your hips drop all the way down. Relax down to your forearms. So we're not in child's pose. We're moving into a variation of frog. So you're up on your forearms. How wide can you get your knees to go? When you can't get your knees to go any wider, you're still pushing your hips back. Relax your head down. Make sure as you look back at your toes, your big toes are still together. So don't rest your head. Let it just be there. You're not trying to get your head to your hands. Your forearms are parallel to one another. So John, bring your hands apart. Push your hips back for me now. Yeah. As you gain the ability to go further and further, you're widening the knees wider and wider, but try to keep your hips sunk right back onto your heels. So lower your hips down. Just a couple more breaths here. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin. Slowly coming up to your palms. Bring your thighs back in. Bring your hands back to the top of your mat as you tuck your toes. Press back to downward facing dog. Hips high. Press those heels down as you push the chest back. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Walk your hands around to the right. Turn to face the long end of your mat. So adjust your feet so there's at least one leg's length in between them. And pigeon toe your feet now. Hands are on the ground. Good. Try to keep your hips in line with your ankles. Inhale, lift to your fingerprints, look out in front of you. Exhale, plant your palms and start to walk your hands back. Try to maintain a shoulder distance in between those two hands. So keep your big toes turned in and your heels slid out. Keep your hands shoulder distance apart. Good. Jocelyn, go a little wider with your hands, just a tiny bit. Good. Keep hugging your elbows into shoulder distance. Try to pull yourself through those legs as much as possible. Equal weight in heels and toes. Keep those elbows in at shoulder distance, shoulders away from the ears. Use the strength of your arms to pull yourself through those legs. Now inhale, walk the hands forward, rise to your fingerprints, look out in front of you. Put a little bend in the knees and bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise to standing. Good. Turn your right toes out. Line up your heels. Slide just your left heel back a little bit, just the heel, arms to a T. So the legs are both straight. Look down that right arm and start to lean over your right leg as though you could touch Riverside Drive. When you can't reach any further, tip into your triangle. So you're gonna let your right arm come down as your left arm floats up. Can you look at your thumb? If it hurts the neck, look out to the left or down to the right big toe. Good, really press into that right big toe and that inner right heel. Roll the left shoulder back gently, good. Take another deep breath in, exhale, look at your right big toe. Inhale, come all the way up. Right toes turn in. Left toes turn out. So the heels are in line and we're just gonna slide just the right heel back a little bit. So now your right foot, not only is it pigeon-toed, it's even turned in a little more. Look down the left arm, start to reach out over that left leg. Can you touch one of those buildings in Detroit? Now left arm down as the right arm reaches up, but try not to move your torso. So it's not about getting the hand to the ground, it's about just tipping into the side bend. Can you look up at your right thumb? Roll the right shoulder back. Try to stack your shoulders right over top of that left thigh as much as possible. Good, one more inhale, really extend. Exhale, look at your left big toe. And inhale, come all the way up. Hands to the hips. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes out. Walk your left foot in a little bit closer to your right foot. Turn your left foot in now, 45 degrees, and turn to face Riverside Drive with both hips. Good, so bring the back foot in a little bit more, Maureen. So John, you want to turn this way. So turn your, yeah, that's perfect. Now, we're going to keep our right hand here pulling this hip back. We're going to lift that left arm up to the sky and start to hinge from the hips and begin to fold. And as we fold and lower, we can let the left hand come down, maybe to the ground, maybe to the ankle, maybe to the shin. Take your right arm straight out to the right and look at your thumb. Bring your hand forward in line with your shoulder. Inhale, start to lift that right arm up. Try not to bend your right leg. Good. Draw the right hip back. Pull the left hip forward. Make sure you've got that hip bone distance between your feet for balance. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Good. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower the right hand. Walk your hands around to the left, turning your right toes in. Widen your feet to one leg's length apart. So stay facing this way. Turn your big toes in, heels out, hands on the ground. Good. Inhale, look forward and lengthen your spine. Grab your big toes now with your first two fingers and your thumbs. So we take our pointer and middle finger and we make J-shaped hooks around those big toes with the first two fingers. Now look forward as you inhale. Lean into the toes a bit. Pull yourself down as you exhale. Relax your head. Bend your elbows. Flare them out to the sides. So let your head hang now. Good. Pulling up on your toes with your fingers, and at the same time, push your fingers into your toes. So get those fingers right around if you can, John. So your palms are facing each other. Good. Can you bring your hips forward a little bit so they stay in line with those ankles? Beautiful. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, little bend to the knees, hands to the hips. Inhale, rise to standing. Turn your left toes out. Walk your right foot a little closer. And turn to face the water, both your hips. So turn your right toes in. So now our left hand is going to be used to pull that left hip back. Keep the left leg straight but not locked. Maureen, go a little narrower stance for me. Good. Let's inhale, right arm sweeps up to the sky. And now hinge from your hips and start to fold. Try to keep those hips level as you come down. Let your right hand come down, maybe to your left leg, maybe to your ankle, maybe to the ground. Don't bend the leg to reach the ground. Left arm comes out. Look at your thumb. Start to lift that left arm up. Good. Take your triangle to a revolved triangle. So John, bring your hand back up the leg and straighten that left leg for me. Bring your right hand back on your left leg. Good. Straighten that back leg too. Beautiful. Try to turn your chest to the west. Looking out or even up. Jayashri, try to bring your right hip up now. Don't let your right hip drop lower, even a little higher. Draw the left hip back again. Take one more inhale, really extend up. As you exhale, let that left arm come down. So let's bend the left knee, get both palms flat. Step back to a downward facing dog. Lift your hips to the sky and press those heels down. Good. Inhale onto your toes. Soft knees, look forward. Come through to seated as you exhale. Take those legs out in front of you. Remove the flesh from underneath those sitting bones and pull all 10 toes towards you. Shoulders back, ears back, hands beside you. Give a little squeeze between those shoulder blades. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. And then lean towards your toes with your chest. Relax the arms. What can you hold? Make sure there's a bend in your elbows. Don't round your back here. So you want to pull your belly in. Drag your heart through your upper arms so the elbows bend. And then when your chest can't go any further, let your head relax. Try to keep those legs straight. So the be-all, end-all is not necessarily holding the feet. Sometimes it's holding up by the knees. Trying to fold your body in half. Hinge from your hips. Let your heart be the guiding point in this posture rather than your chin or your nose or even your forehead. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin, look out in front of you. As you exhale, extend those arms out. Inhale, come all the way up, palms out, and we circle the arms down. Take your hands about a foot or so behind you, pointing your fingers forward or backwards. Open your hands to shoulder distance, squeeze your legs together. Point your toes. Now we're going to push into our hands and our heels and lift our hips up. Point your toes. Lift the heart up. Can you look up? Maybe you can even look back. Find your edge. If reverse plank is not accessible, reverse table is totally doable with a bent knee, knee over ankle. Good. Take one more inhale. Really lift those hips up, up, up. Look forward. Lower the seat. Good. Lie down onto your back. Does everyone here have a shoulder stand practice or a legs up practice? Are we familiar with shoulder stand? Okay, I'm gonna talk them into it. Can I have you watch as they do it, and then I make sure you get into it safely? So as you lie on your back with your arms beside you, just let your knees come to your chest. Pop your hips up off the mat and drop your legs right over your face. So keep your legs down as your hands now come to support your low back. Try to point your fingers up rather than in, so your hands are on the small of your back now. Fingers to the sky as you let your legs then lift up in the air. Good. So the most important part is when we lift ourselves up, we don't turn the head in the pose. So seeing if you can get your hips up, and if you find it too much, perfect, you're there. Good. So let your hands come onto your back now. Beautiful. Can the legs come up a little bit? Awesome. Feel okay? No pain in the neck? Okay, awesome. So we want to do long, deep breathing here. In and out through the nose, nice and slow, nice and steady. Using some of your upper body strength, using some of your core strength, the strength of the legs, but not too much from any one part. Just a few more breaths. Take a deep breath in. Keep your left leg where it is. Exhale, let your right leg come down. So keep your left leg straight up in the air, right leg over the face. Inhale, bring your right leg up and let your left leg come down. Good, inhale, lift the left leg up and now let both your legs come down. So come down into plow. Keep your hands supporting your back if your toes aren't touching the ground behind your head. If your toes are touching, your palms can press down to the ground as well. Try to keep those legs as straight as possible. Those of you whose toes are on the ground, can you bend your knees and drop your knees to either side of your head? You can keep the legs straight as well. Good. Palms press flat. Keep the head straight. Good. Start to lower your upper back down to the ground. So straighten out your legs. Lower your upper back, your mid back. The low back comes down. Pause there and send the soles of your feet straight up to the sky above you. Spread your toes. Arms are hugging your sides, palms are pressing down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your legs all the way down to the ground, pushing your heels forward as those legs descend. Now when your heels touch, walk your feet towards you. Plant your heels directly in front of your buttocks at a hip distance width. Good. Tuck your tail, flatten your low back down to the ground. So John, can you bring your feet back even a tiny bit closer? Good. Press down through the palms. On an inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. Keeping your head straight, don't turn it. Walk your hands towards each other. If your hands just touched, you can clasp your hands. Climb right up onto those triceps by squeezing those shoulder blades together. But if your wrist area really wants to pull away from the ground, separate your hand and press the palms flat instead. Try not to torque too much at the wrist or elbow. Press down through those feet, squeeze those knees in just a little bit. Good, inhale high on the toes, take your arms to a T and lower your back down slowly. Draw your knees into your chest and just rock from side to side, holding onto your knees with your hands. So reach for your knees. Try to let your head move with your torso here, side to side. Beautiful. Come back to center, preparing for Matsyasana, our fish pose. So extend your legs straight out. Bring your arms one at a time all the way underneath your body. So you've got thumb next to thumb. And then you're going to try to bring your elbows in and walk your hands down the back of the legs as much as possible. So you're tucking your elbows right underneath you as much as possible. Now you want to do a cross between a point of the foot and a spread of the toes. So almost like you had a little fish fin for feet. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, lift your shoulders, look at your belly button, push your heart up to the sky, and relax your head all the way back. Don't lower the shoulders though, just let the head slowly come back, all the way back, all the way back. Let your head rest lightly. Push into your arms and puff up your chest. Send your heart to the sky. Keep spreading your toes. Let your arms support you here, not your head. So really push into those forearms. Head is resting very lightly on the ground. So let your head come right down to the ground. Let your head come right down to the ground, nice and light on the back of the head. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Now inhale, lift the head just a little bit, tucking the chin, lower your back. Lower your head, release your arms from under you. Walk your feet towards you. Bring your arms to a T. Walk your feet as wide as your mat is wide, keeping your knees bent and your heels close to you. Stopping when you feel your pinky toes at the edges of your yoga mat. Let both knees melt to the right as you turn your head to the left and relax here. And breathe. Breathing deeply and slowly, knees to the right, head to the left. So we have a couple different options. You might be perfect right where you are. You might want to take it further. There's two options. The left foot can rest on the right knee, or the right foot can rest on the left knee. If I said the opposite, I'm not sure. Or your left foot can also crawl a little bit out to the left. This allows your left knee to come more in line with your left hip. Not everybody's the same. One might feel better for one person than another. If you're bringing your right foot up onto your knee, it's actually resting on the leg, adding a bit of weight, so it's right on the outside edge of the knee or thigh. Just letting that left knee get pulled down towards the ground. Good, take a deep breath in, and if you brought that right foot up, set it down. If you walked your left foot out, bring it back in. So both feet on the ground. Inhale, head and knees come up. Feet are still as wide as the mat is. Both knees now to the left, head turns to the right. Pause there and just breathe a little bit. So if you did a modification on the other side, try to do the same thing on this side, just opposite, whether you brought the left foot out, up, or you want to walk the right foot further out to the right. So come back to that center position for me for a second. Bring your knees up, take your feet as wide as your mat. Let both knees melt left. Now it would be your left foot lifting up rather than your right foot. Yeah, there you go. Let your head turn to the right. Targeting that right hip flexor, the whole side of that right leg. Breathe deeply. Take another deep breath in. If you lifted that left foot up, set it down. If you walk the right foot out, bring it back in. Inhale through center. Walk your feet towards each other. Draw your knees to your chest. Turn your palms down so your arms are still out to a T. So arms straight out to the sides, not down by your sides, but straight out in line with your shoulders. Flex your feet. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your legs to the right, but hover them. Look to the left. Don't lift your left shoulder. So bring your legs towards the right, but don't let them touch. Don't let the knees separate. Squeeze those legs together. Inhale to center. Exhale, change sides. Hover the legs. Don't lift your right shoulder. Keep it heavy. Don't turn your chest. Just turn your head to the right. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees right, head left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, legs left, head to the right. Inhale, come up. Take your legs all the way to the right now. Let head to the left. Set your feet down and relax the body. Don't lift your left shoulder. Keep it down. Knees to the right. Relax. So your palms can stay down or they can turn up. Try to relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And just breathe here in this twist. Try to relax and let go. Making these breaths in this spinal twist the deepest ones you've taken all practice. Soften your face, start to relax your jaw. Relax your scalp. Relax along the entire length of your spine. Good. Take another long, deep, deep, deep breath in. Fill, fill, fill. As you exhale, try to let all that air go. Push into your palms. Inhale to center. Exhale to change direction in your twist. Turn your head to the right, knees melt to the left. Try not to lift your right shoulder off the ground here, so keep it nice and heavy. Totally relaxed. Palms up or down, your choice. Breathe deeply. Good. Take another deep, deep, deep inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze every last bit of air out. Now press your palms down and inhale, come back to center. Reach for the knees with your hands, hug them into your chest. And now draw your forehead up towards your knees and wrap your arms even more tightly around those legs. Starting to tighten up every muscle in your body one last time. So start to squeeze the toes and the feet and the legs and the buttocks and the belly and the back, arms, torso, neck, face, scalp. Squeeze and release. And make yourself ready now, whatever you need to do to set the body up so that it's comfortable. The more comfortable that you are, the less fidgety you will be. So we're coming into Shavasana, corpse pose. Lying out on the back, arms and legs at equal distance from the torso. Arms are down on the same diagonal line as the legs so that your upper back is resting heavy, shoulder blades are tucked, chin is tucked, the neck is long. Start to relax your throat. Soften your face. Separate your back teeth. So let your ankles be substantially wider than your hips. Let your wrists be just the same amount wider than your shoulders. Palms are facing up. Body is relaxed. Taking time in this place of stillness to let your practice really sink in now. Aware of the sounds around you, but not focusing on any one in particular. Aware of your breath, but no longer controlling the breath. Relax completely. Starting to take some deeper breaths now, in and out through your nose. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly, the expansion and contraction through the rib cage. And begin to bring movement to your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles, turning your head side to side. And as your head rolls back to center, start to slide your legs together, point your toes, reach your arms all the way back behind you, and take a deep breath in, stretch it all out, and then relax the arms down. Draw your knees to your chest, hug them in, and just rock from side to side. Good, roll over onto your right side and pause. Eyes remain closed as you breathe deeply. Push into your left hand and your right elbow and start to make your way slowly up to seated. Try to keep the eyes closed and sit comfortably. Bring your hands to your heart. Let your chin bow toward your chest. And take a moment to just thank yourself for this practice today. Ending our practice with the chanting of Om. You can join in if you would like to. Take a deep breath in. The divine light within me graciously, humbly acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste. So if you have any questions about anything we did tonight, please let me know. Class tomorrow is outside again at 9:30. We'll be kind of around here somewhere. And then I think Monday it's supposed to be raining, so we'll be back in the studio on Monday. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Take advantage of it while we can. Thanks, everybody.
We won't be doing this in January, will we?
I was saying to Sarah last